welcome Dolphins fans. Here's the stream when it comes to Dolphins roster update and plus a little bit of a chat for it. Let me do some stuff real quick. I gotta finish up getting some things going. I'm just hoping everything is gonna work perfectly fine because, you know, obviously everything is kind of fun. Roster cuts, roster updates. I'm just finishing off some things that I gotta do here because obviously everything is a bit weird still, so I gotta get all that done. But that's what we're talking about today, which is all the roster update stuff, and we're gonna see how all that turned out. Let me get everything up over here. So all that is perfectly fine and in the way. I won't be able to really see the chat fully right now because of obvious stupid things, but I'll be able to look over here and hopefully see everything perfectly fine. Like I said, we're going over the Dolphins roster cuts and the 53-man roster in total, and also chatting a little bit if anybody shows up to, you know, chat. Because I already tried recording this video live, and to be fair, it went over an hour. I do not have time to be able to, you know, edit everything. So let's get into it real quick. I'm using Dolphin Wire's website to be able to look at both the roster cuts and the 53-man roster in total. So, you know, go to this site if you want to find stuff. I'm not, you know, trying to steal anything. I'm just actually talking over all this stuff right here. Whatever. First and foremost, we released 10 players and we waived 23 of them. The 10 that we actually released were Carnell Armstrong, Quentin Bell, Mike Boone, Pharaoh Brown, Jackson Carman, Cameron Densler Sr., and Matt Dickerson, as well as Mike Hilton, Chris Merrick, and Kendall Sheffield. I'm going to stop right here real quick. I was kind of surprised. I think everyone was surprised that Pharaoh Brown was cut. Why was he cut? Is my question. I have a separate video from all of this that I'm going to be uploading about, like, the surprises that, you know, happened. But Pharaoh Brown, like, it makes no sense. Someone has to just, like, explain that to me because I do not understand Pharaoh Brown being cut, for one. To Mike Hilton as well. Why is Mike Hilton been... What did he do? It was a bit of a surprise in my opinion. It's not one of the 4 surprises that I'm going to be uploading in a different video. I just wasn't sure why Hilton. And he was one of the first to get cut too, which was surprising. I don't think I saw him too much in the, you know, the preseason games. I'm wondering maybe if he was injured, he got hurt or something, or maybe he didn't gel with the coaches or the teammates. For some reason, he just was not, you know, going to make the roster, and he didn't. He got beat out by other players, and, you know, again, got cut. One of the first 5 cuts that happened earlier today. What up, FinSpin? How you doing, dude? Going over the cuts and stuff, which probably could be done better by Dirk and Jorge, to be very fair. They probably would do a better job. And Kendall Sheffield as well. I was kind of surprised because I thought Kendall Sheffield was doing decent and doing some good stuff, but hey, he's gone too, as well as Dantzler. Cornerback depth was a bit of a concern. That's why we brought in so many. But apparently they didn't like some of the guys we brought in. Obviously. Chris Merrick was kind of expecting it. He just wasn't cutting it at tight end. He wasn't doing as good as the others, as well as the ones that, you know, made the roster that, you know, also didn't, you know, even play a single game or practice. But yeah, he wasn't going to make it. Now when it comes to the wave players, there's 23 of them, and it's a pretty long list, so it's going to take me a minute to get through every name. But I think I'll go through and, like, talk everybody. Volume is a little low for me. If you just hang on, let me go to like that real quick. How does that sound right there? Is that any better? Like, I can adjust it on the microphone, which is pretty nice. I do like mine right here. Let's do that a little bit more. All right, I'll turn it up. Just let me know if that's pretty good. It should be better. Like, I'm able to turn it up and down a little bit, which is kind of nice. Also, stream's actually working. I finally fixed it again. I got one stream done on this channel, and then just it committed the again. So I'm finally got it back up and running somehow. Yeah, a little bit better. If I need to update a bit more, I still need to update the chat because it's still a bit weird looking. I'll figure that out at some point. But the wave players is B.J. Adams, Andrew Armstrong, Mason Brooks, Braden Daniels, and Eric Uzakima. I'm going to stop right there. Stop with like those 5 real quick. B.J. Adams, he wasn't really doing enough to stay on the roster. Neither was Brooks or Daniels. I don't think anyone was really expecting any of them to actually make the roster. Different story for Andrew Armstrong, though. Andrew Armstrong did look really good in camp, did look really good in the preseason games. He was just not able to beat out other wide receivers who made the team. There's just so many wide receivers that the Dolphins had on the roster at that point in time that he was not going to be able to beat. Like another one who got beat out, Henning here, who was expecting to actually make the roster. There's just too many good players at wide receiver on the Dolphins team that just beat both of them out. Eric Uzakima, though, on the other hand, as much as I like Eazy-E as a person, he just was not a good wide receiver. He was the big-bodied receiver that we were wanting, just could not put it together, could not stop getting injured, could not actually get on the field, could not catch the balls, could not get open, could not, get the ball in his hands. I don't know what was going on with Eric Uzakima. I'm kind of disappointed with him because I had such high hopes for Eazy and was let down every single time. I think everybody was let down. I know Jorge was talking about it earlier, I think as well, that it's not very much a surprise. I think every Fins fan was kind of calling his number to be let go this offseason. I'm pretty sure. It just didn't look good. Ryan Hayes, AJ Henning, like I said, Alex Huntley, Jackson, and Kamara. Hayes, again, I thought he was pretty good, but he got beat out somehow. We do have some depth at offensive line right now that is pretty good. I guess it's better than what he could do. AJ Henning, again, was the same reason Armstrong wasn't on there. Just too much depth. I'm pretty sure Henning and Armstrong are definitely going to either be on the Dolphins practice squad or another team's practice squad. We don't have that information, at least that I don't know of yet. From what I remember, they're going to be announcing that stuff tomorrow. Like the practice squad stuff is going to be tomorrow. Seeing who does and does not make it past the waiver wire. And I would not be surprised if Henning and Armstrong don't find another home if the Dolphins don't bring them in. I'm just saying, they looked really good, along with another wide receiver. Too many wide receivers, might I add. Huntley and Jackson, they just weren't good enough, to be fair. Kamara, though, I am a bit surprised with. There's another linebacker that made the roster that I just thought was beat out by Kamara. I thought Kamara was doing really good. He was playing good in coverage. He was playing good on the line. He was doing good with run blocking and pass rushing a little bit. I liked Kamara. He looked good. He's young. Now he's not going to be on the team. I guarantee if he doesn't leave and go to another team, he is 100% on the practice squad. I don't think they're going to let him go. I think it'd be crazy to let Kamara go anywhere else. He's young talent, pretty dang good for being, a rookie, but I think he's definitely going to make the practice squad. I hope he does, because he was really good. Jalen McKenzie, Derek McClendon, Patrick McMorris, Grayson Murphy, and Josh Preeb. Josh Preeb just was not doing good from what I was able to see. Him and McKenzie just were kind of being a little bit liability on offensive line and just were not doing that great. McClendon, a bit of a surprise. I think he might make the practice squad as well, possibly. But I do think Kamara was doing a little bit better. McClendon did have that one epic interception in the preseason, but I don't know if that one play was good enough to make the roster regardless, because I do think other linebackers were doing a better job than him. Now, Patrick McMorris was a surprise, and I will probably, no, I do not have that on my list right there. It is a bit of a surprise. I like McMorris. He looked really good. I think it's partially him being dropped was because of Minkah Fitzpatrick coming in. If it wasn't for Minkah Fitzpatrick coming in, we probably would have kept McMorris. I like McMorris. McMorris was good. He was showing really good flashes for a young player. But we had other players come in that kind of like just pushed him out of the way, and another player that actually, stepped up and looked better in total. Ethan Robinson, Hayden Rucci, John Sanders Jr., Shamklin, Steele, Tyndall, Wise, and West. I'm going to go with all that right there. Ethan Robinson, again, was kind of like McClendon, had one really good play, also did not have a very great camp, did show up here and there, did show up in a couple good plays in the preseason, had that one good interception. I just don't think he did enough regardless, so I can kind of see why it was waived. Hayden Rucci, I liked Hayden Rucci. I liked how he played. I thought he was a good tight end. I would have rather had him on the roster than somebody else on the roster. I will say that, and I'll leave that alone because that's part of a different video that will be coming out later after I edit it, because, I gotta have time to edit that stuff. John Sanders Jr. also was another safety that I really was liking, but did not make the roster. Because, again, if we didn't bring back Minkah Fitzpatrick, I think there was going to be a definite battle between McMorris and Saunders. Like, those two, I thought, would have made the team if we did not have Minkah. Minkah came in and, to be honest, threw everything through a loop. I don't know what happened, because now we have other safeties on the roster that are actually I'm not mad about. But we have young safeties who aren't going to be able to make the team, might make practice squad or probably go to another team. Kind of hoping McMorris or Sanders doesn't, but, if they do, more than happy to let them go and let them actually make the money that they need. Shamklin, I didn't really like him too much. Steele, and West, But Channing Tyndall, it was about time. We gave him a lot of time to stay on the roster. We gave him a lot of ability to be here. I don't think he did that well this offseason compared to all the other linebackers we have. I just think he didn't grow up enough. I don't think he was good enough. I think we upgraded linebacker somehow, actually, and that at that point, just being okay or good enough was not going to cut it at this point. I do think right now, currently, that the Dolphins' defensive line / linebacker core together is around a top 7, if not even maybe a top 5 when healthy. They look so good. So I don't think Tyndall was going to be great. I whiffed on Bell and Good. Yeah. We're going to get to that. Like, I like Quentin Bell, but we have so much depth at linebacker. There's so many good players that he wasn't going to make it. Cameron Good, there's a part of that for another video that I have. Like I said, there's another video. And Theo Wise Jr. going to finish this section right here. Theo Wise Jr., another wide receiver who lost out with all that depth that we had. Damn, did we have so much depth at wide receiver this offseason. Theo Wise looked so good. I don't know who I want to bring back on practice squad, because like Theo Wise, AJ Henning, and Armstrong looked so good. I'm just saying, I'm so hyped for the wide receiver core because it looks so good right now. Hope it's good. I don't know. I really don't know if it's good times or not. But other than that, Isaiah Johnson, where is he? I think I already mentioned him, or I did not. I might be stupid. I might be stupid. I think he made the team, I think. But then you have Brian Matos on waiver injured reserve. That's going to be interesting. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. I don't think anyone's going to pick up Byron Matos. I think he's going to stay with the Dolphins on injured reserve for now. Eugene Asante is gone. We did an injury settlement with him, so he's gone. He's got paid and he's gone. So at least he got money for it, which is good. I'm happy for that. And I think with it, it's going to also be like paid doctor's visits or something like that. I can't remember what goes on with that. Liam Eichenberg is going to be on reserve, the PUP list. I kind of wish he was gone. Enough said. Andrew Mayer and Jason Sanders are on injured reserve / designated return. Obviously, Andrew Mayer has a little bit longer, I think, spot on injured reserve designated return list compared to Jason Sanders, but Jason Sanders with a hip injury is going to be out for about 5 weeks ish. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, roster exemption if he sticks, but I do think he didn't do too bad. He is a big man and would probably be a good fit at one of the guard spots as like a backup, I think. He wasn't doing too bad from what I was seeing, at least better than some of the other guys who were actually cut. So I kind of is fine with that. And plus, you can't be mad at the International Pathway Program. It's kind of a cool thing. I do like it a lot. It gives players from around the globe an opportunity to try it out and see if they get in there. And to be fair, Byron Matos looked like he was going to be... He might have actually could have made the team. He kind of looked good. He might have been a good backup spot fit. But, again, he got injured, and now he's either going to be gone if some other team picks him up, or he'll be back on injured reserve for the next season. Yeah, that is true, because his English was kind of bad in interviews. But if I remember one of the more recent interviews, his English did get a little bit better. It's just now that he's injured, I don't know what his injury is, but hopefully it's nothing serious and he can come back pretty quickly. Because I can't hate the guy. I like him. I kind of want to see what he can do a little bit longer. He might, with another, maybe, because I can't remember how long the pathway program lasts, but give him like another year on like practice squad maybe, and he might actually fight for a good backup spot. I thought he was doing pretty good this offseason, to be fair. I think he was doing pretty good. But again, he's injured. No idea what's going to happen with that. And Andrew Mayer, don't know what his injury is, but he was probably looking at going to be like one of the starting spots. But he's gone for a little bit, which kind of sucks. And Jason Sanders, I think Riley Patterson is who we're picking up, but I don't know. I haven't seen a full-on update yet. The next page actually talks more like about it for a minute there. Which comes over here. Why am I all the way down there? Again, on Dolphins Wire's website, it's got a good setup right now for showing all the players that made the team and whatnot. And I'll preface real quick, just because they're in a certain line doesn't mean that they are probably, first, second, third that way, but I'm going to take it that way right now. But that's it. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa, Zach Wilson, and Quinn Ewers are the quarterbacks on the roster. Shocker, right? It's a very big shocker. Tua Tagovailoa is here. He's going to stay. He's going to be the starting quarterback, whether you like him or hate him, whether you want him to win or fail. He's going to be here, and I'm hoping he stays healthy. I like Tua. I wouldn't say I'm a Tua, one of the Tua fan first, Dolphins fan next. I'm a Dolphins fan for life, so I don't matter who's the quarterback unless it's Mother Yuck and Zach Wilson, because I'm kind of scared about him still. He looked good in the preseason, but he does look good in the preseason every preseason. Is he going to look good in the season if Tua goes down with another concussion or abruptly retires? I don't know. I'm a bit more interested in Quinn Ewers, but they didn't do what I wanted to see, which was give Quinn Ewers second team rep. I wanted to see what Quinn looked like with the second team / some first team players. They did not give him that. They gave him the backups, the third team, and the third team, the fourth team, and the players who were basically on the brink of elimination from the roster. Hopefully, we don't have to see either one of them this season and Tua goes out and balls out. But good to know that at least we have a backup that probably can come in and do decent, and a young rookie ready to learn, has a cannon of an arm, has a similar tool set as Tua, but probably with a slight bit of differences because it's obviously he's not Tua. Running back, we got Devon Achane, Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright, and Alec Ingold, who is finally back. He's actually back. His concussion, he got out of concussion protocol this morning and was at practice today. which is kind of nice. I love Alec Ingold. I don't think I know anybody who hates Alec Ingold, to be honest. Ingold is like a really good player, and I think everyone likes Ingold. He's a really good run blocker too, and sneaky good with pass catching and running himself. I want Wilson and Ewers to become elite clipboard. Yes, exactly. I want them both to be on the bench and just holding the clipboard. I don't want to have to see them on the field at any point in time. If they are ever on the field, I will be a bit concerned. Actually, you know what? I will rephrase that. If I ever see them on the field to just kneel down to win a game because they had to pull Tua out because they had like 5 touchdowns and were winning like 45 to freaking 5, I will be happy. I'll be happy to see one of them on the field just, kneeling down. You know what I mean. Devon Achane, Ollie Gordon, and Jalen Wright. Not really a big surprise here. Achane is cemented as the starter. Jalen Wright, while injured, and Achane also injured, makes sense that they're both still here. I don't think anyone played better than any of them, other than maybe Boone. But again, Boone was kicked out. Hopefully they bring him back on the practice squad, maybe. But Ollie Gordon was the one that everyone was heaping praise about. He looked good, he looked fast, he looked strong, and he hit the holes, and he brutalized defenses for a little bit there. And he was fast around the edge, too. And he could catch. I do like this pickup. I do like him. I do like him making the roster. He looks really good. I can't say anything bad about Gordon. I think he's going to fit in really well with Achane and Wright. He's kind of I would say a little bit more of a mix. I think he's going to look really good with them. Bringing Damian Martinez in to have a look. You might have to explain who Martinez is, to be honest. Also, Alexander Madison was probably going to be the second string backup running back, but neck injury ending his season right off the bat. And now Jalen Wright is also injured. I don't know if he's going to make it in time for the season, so it's probably going to be Achane and Gordon to start with Alec Ingold right there as well. So I don't think we're going to miss Wright too much because, like I was going to say, Gordon does kind of look more like a middle between Achane and Wright. Achane's a bit more shifty, fast. Wright's a bit more stocky and brutish. Ollie can do both. And as a fan of another Ollie Behrman and the Haas car for Formula One, I kind of like Ollie Gordon here. The running back. He was a pounder who got cut today. Well, maybe they will. Simply because of Jalen Wright being injured, possibly still. I don't really know much about how his injury is and when he's going to be ready to go. Maybe they bring him in for a little bit. Also, Devon Achane should be back as well. So, you never know. It would be kind of interesting to bring him in to see how he does. Maybe he outperforms Jalen Wright and surprise, Jalen Wright gets cut. Or maybe they cut someone else from somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm not too mad about the running back situation. I'm not. I'm really not. I think this is a pretty decent running back group right here. It's probably going to be fine. Maybe they bring in Martinez. Maybe they bring in someone else. But for now, it's going to be fine, I think, with the running back. I think it's going to be fine. Mostly because our wide receiver core right here. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, obviously, are going to make the team. That's no surprise. Neither was Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. He was kind of supposedly going to make the roster. It's kind of not really a surprise either there. What kind of was D. Eskridge. Simply because, like, Theo Wise, Armstrong, and Henning, all 4 of them look so good right behind Malik Washington and Taj Washington. I was kind of worried that D might be kicked off. I like D. Eskridge because of how good he is on special teams, how fast and slippery he is on returns. But he's also really fast and slippery when it comes to his route running ability and his catching. He's really fast. He's really quick. He can get away from the corners really well, too. And I think he does fit a bit more in that slot kind of role a little bit, kind of like where Waddle is and where sometimes Nick can be at. I think he's going to definitely be a really surprise wide receiver on the field sometimes. Because you got Hill and Waddle and Ikhine. Ikhine can get up and get the ball. Malik Washington and Taj Washington, the Washington brothers, or Washington Dread or the Dreadingtons, however you want to make this duo's name up. I like it. But I do think D is going to be the sneaky wide receiver on the team. I really do. I really do. He's really sneaky. Kind of underrated on the roster right now. Like Malik and Taj, they're going to be really good. Both of them have made really good plays in the offseason, really good plays in the preseason, and looked really good really tight and smooth on the route running. Very good when it came to the Dread Presidents. That you said that on Jorge's stream either earlier today or yesterday. I can't remember because my memory is stupid from... That's going to be a video at some point for this channel, to be fair. It's going to be a video because it's sports channel. That's sports related. I will get on that at somewhere else. I'm not going to go into it today. But, yeah. I don't know what name I like the most. Dread Presidents is pretty cool. Washington Dread, or the Dreadingtons, the Washington Brothers. I don't know. The fans will figure something out. But Malik and Taj looked really good. Big body, can get up and get the ball. Very good at battling too. I liked seeing that. I was always complaining when it came to the Dolphins, they needed a big-bodied receiver. And what they do, they go at least and get 3 on the roster with Malik, Nick, and Taj. I don't remember how big D is, but D, I see probably slipping in more as a slot. He's really good and sneaky. And plus, I think he won the roster spot over Theo Wise, Armstrong, and Henning simply because of his return game. His special teams ability to get out there and be fast and quick. Take the rock away from Hill or Waddle from getting injured on special teams plays. I think he made the roster simply because of that and his ability to get open on the field as well. I think his ability is a little bit better than Theo Wise, Armstrong, and Henning just because of his special teams ability as well. Theo Wise and Armstrong and Henning, there's an opportunity to bring them back on like the practice squad. I'm hoping. I kind of like Theo Wise a bit more than Armstrong and Henning, but if they bring back either one of those 3, I'll be happy as well. I'm just hoping that, the new look wide receiver core is going to be really good. I'm hoping it's going to be really good. It's going to scare teams a bit more because instead of having like 2 number 1s, now you actually have a number 2, a different set of number 2s right behind the 2 number 1s. The 2 fast guys, the 2 shifty slot-ish guys, the 2 deep threats who get behind the line, get behind the safeties and the corners with pure speed. Now you get the 3 guys who can get up and battle the corners and the safeties in the space and be able to get up and get the ball and snatch that shit from them. Excuse the language, but they're going to snatch that shit. I'm hoping. That is also very true. And plus, when they were playing in the preseason, Wise and yours were actually hitting each other up really well as Henning. Henning also looked to have a good relation or a good chemistry with yours. Him and D Eskridge again. I keep coming back to Eskridge being like sneaky, just that sneaky underrated slip right into that roster spot. I think a lot of fans were thinking Wise was gonna, or Weiss or Wise was gonna get in there, but D got in there. Like I said, I think more so because he was doing better on special teams, and that special teams ability and like ability to do pretty much the same thing as Theo Wise is why he got on the roster. But Theo Wise probably is going to be on the practice squad. I would not doubt that they're going to try their gosh dang best to get him back on practice squad. If they don't, some team is going to be very happy to have him, and he's going to get paid 100%. Tight end. Don't really want to talk about tight end, but tight end. The most confusing spot, Wheeze, why? It's either Wheeze or Wise. I'm gonna go Wise because Wheeze probably is. Is it Wheeze or is it Wise? I'm probably wrong either way, but he needs to be on the practice squad like right now. I'm really hoping he makes the practice squad. Tight ends though, I think at least right now, Tight end is my biggest worry. It's Weiss phonetically. Oh, okay, Weiss. Theo Weiss Jr. I'll remember that. Probably not, but I'll try to remember it. Again, I will explain at some point. With a video, I will explain that at some point. Which is a very good explanation, mind you. I have to explain it, but I will at some point. It's got to happen because it's part of Sports Channel. Yes. But I'm kind of concerned tight end wise because two players I wanted to be on the roster, Hayden Rucci and Pharaoh Brown, were cut or waived, however it was. They were released from the team. A really good blocking tight end and a really good all-around tight end in Hayden Rucci. Darren Waller, I don't know what we're getting on him. He's coming out of retirement. He has not practiced. He did not play in any of the games. I think he showed up at practice today for the first time to be able to practice with the team. But nobody knows what we have in Waller yet. I know he's a good tight end. But he did not play very good with the Giants. He was injured with the Giants, and he was retired for an entire year. What do we have in Darren Waller that makes him the number one tight end right now? I do not know. We have not seen it. It must be Frank Smith has to have something in his pocket, like something he wants to do with Waller, and maybe it's a strategy or something to hide his insane ability to get up and snatch the ball better than Taj or Akine or freaking Malik. I don't fucking know, but he's on the team. He's our tight end number one. How good is he? I don't know. Then you have Julian Hill, who should not be on the team. How the hell is he still on the team? I'm just saying, I'm one of the fans who just does not like Julian Hill. I think he's a great guy. I like him in the interviews. I just don't think he's a good tight end. I don't know how he's on the team over Pharaoh Brown or Hayden Rucci. He's like the main one right now that I would swap instantly with Pharaoh Brown or Hayden Rucci. Pharaoh Brown is a really good blocking tight end. McDaniel, Frank Smith's offense relies on blocking tight ends. I don't know why why Julian Hill is here. He is a liability in blocking. He's a liability in catching. Maybe he's cheaper? I don't know. Because I thought Pharaoh Brown outplayed him like crazy, as well as Hayden Rucci, who is a decent pass blocker and run blocker, a decent catcher, and a decent route runner. I thought he was also outplaying Julian Hill, but he's gone too for Julian Hill. I don't know. I'm hoping, like the article says, or will pursue other options at tight end to shore up shaky depth, because this is like probably the worst depth position on the entire roster at the moment, in my opinion. I don't get it. I really don't. This is the one spot that I'm confused the most about. Teams will have to waste time preparing for no Dolphins film. That's kind of what that's the only reason I'm assuming that he made the team, or like is on the team. Nobody has film on him. We don't know what he's gonna look like in this offense. Maybe he's gonna be good. Maybe he'll be better than our tight ends from last year. I just forgot his name. Memory issues. God dang it, I hate it. But I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm assuming. It probably is a very strategic, tactical move. I know he's a good tight end. I'm just hoping he is good. Tanner Connor, on the other hand, popped him out week 3 on completely skipped the Colts and the Jets. No, not the Colts and who? Somebody. Just skip everybody and like pop him out for the Bills. And on was it Thursday Night Football or Sunday Night Football? New England. Okay, New England. Yeah, New England. We can beat New England without Darren. We can beat them without any tight end play. Okay, I okay. Just yeah. No, let's save him for that. Surprise him. Do some like practice with him at least. You know. Tanner Connor, on the other hand, is a surprise because I think everybody was expecting him to finally be gone, but surprisingly, he actually looked pretty good in the preseason. I think he kind of is one of the surprise. He's a surprise. He's a very big surprise. Again, there is a separate video for something that, happened. There's a separate video for something, some surprises. But I think Tanner Connor, just a real quick, is a different surprise to make it than Julian Hill. Julian Hill, I just don't think is good. Tanner Connor, actually, I think he got better. I think he improved. I think he grew up a little bit. I'm more surprised, real quick, that he actually looked good and actually made good plays and actually did some good blocking, some decent blocking, and actually caught the ball and ran decent routes. Am I still worried about the tight end group? Yes. Am I less so because Darren Waller might actually just be being a sneaky strategy and Tanner Connor might have actually came in and actually is good for once? I'm not going to go over offensive line too much because I'm, not the greatest when talking about offensive line. But yeah, Patrick Paul, Jonah Savayanai. Again, can't say it. Dirk will kick my ass. Aaron Brewer, James Daniels, Austin Jackson, Keon Smith, Daniel Brunskill, Larry Borum. I think this is a better offensive line in total than last year's offensive line. I think it's the best offensive line we've had in years. To be fair, it looks really good. I do like the starting offensive line unit. I think it's going to be a pretty good offensive line. I think it's going to be a really good offensive line this year. I'm just worried about Liam Eichenberg coming back and being slotted anywhere. I'm kind of excited for Andrew Mayer coming back because he's going to be a pretty good slot in and be good. I do like the fact that Patrick Paul and Jonah are looking really good, are gelling really nicely on that left side. Probably shore up the left side a bit more. We might need the tight ends to actually block a bit better, but that's going to come down to the tight ends. Because there was a couple misses in some of the preseason games between Patrick Paul and Jonah, but more so on the tight ends not blocking very well and basically getting blown up right off the bat and giving up to the quarterback for a sack. So I'm not going to blame that on Paul and Jonah on that. There's more on the tight ends blocking ability and sometimes the running backs. But the offensive line, I think, is definitely, like I said, a lot better. I think it's the best line we've had in years. Dare I say? Young offensive line, too. Less injury history as well. Though Aaron Brewer and James Daniel and Austin Jackson are all three coming off of injuries. As well as Andrew Mayer and Liam Eichenberg. They're coming off. But I'm happy for the young line being a bit better than it's been in a while, hopefully. Now onto the defense. Like I said earlier, the defense is where it is at right now. I am very hyped for the defensive line and the linebacking core. I think it is probably one of the best units, the best two units on the team outside of wide receiver. I do 100% believe the Dolphins could be a top 5 unit when it comes to run stopping and getting to the quarterback and pass rushing the quarterback. I think this unit can be very good, very potent this year if everyone stays healthy. I'm very excited about this unit. I think if everything goes according to plan, this unit is probably the scariest unit the Dolphins have outside of wide receiver. Zach Sealer, Keeneth Grant, Benito Jones, Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers, Matthew Butler. That's a big interior defensive line group right there. Zach Sealer is the leader right off the bat. Keeneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, and Zeke Biggers, 3 rookies battling their way on the roster, and all 3 look big. Zeke Biggers especially looked really big in the preseason games, so big. I was surprised because I didn't know who Biggers was, and I am still kind of concerned about saying his name because YouTube. Obviously, if I too excited or a little of a stutter or any kind of any of my voice issues come out, like I start like messing up words and whatnot, then that could be a very big issue, and I'm kind of scared of that. But he's really big, looked really dominant when it came to stopping the run and rushing the passer. He looks really big. He's gonna definitely eat up the interior of those offensive lines. He might be, out of the 6 right here, he's probably gonna be the one that gets double teamed the most. Just how big and strong he is. Jordan Phillips is a little bit smaller, but he's faster, I think. He's a bit faster. He's better than the previous Jordan Phillips that we've had. He's a big guy. I think he's definitely gonna be more. I would say a bit better on pass rush. Kenneth Grant is definitely gonna be like right beside. He's gonna be like probably the 1-2 starter with Sealer, and he's definitely gonna shore up the inside and definitely stop the run and definitely get to the quarterback. I'm gonna be wondering who gets more sacks, Sealer or Grant this year. That's the two I'm kind of like wondering who is gonna get more. And then you're gonna have Biggers right in the background, and he's gonna be like, "Hey guys, forgot about me." Benito Jones, though, also, like, I'm happy he made it. I like Jones, and I also like Matthew Butler. He's kind of, again, like a surprise, but he made it. He looked really good. He fought his way onto the team of stacked defensive linemen. We had a stack of defensive linemen come in here, like the defensive tackles coming in. We had a stack of them, a big stack of men, and he fought his way on here as the 6th man. I am happy for this. This is going to be a scary unit, I think. It's going to be so good. Especially, like it says, a trio of 2025 draft picks. How often do you see that? I'm just saying, this defensive line is going to be big. Especially when the linebacker core coming in here. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson, Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dodson, KJ Britt, Willie Gay, Matt Judon, and Cam Goode. I'm going to highlight him for a minute, while I talk about the others. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Chop Robinson, when they were on the field together for that one quarterback rush play, which I think had Biggers on. I can't remember if it was Biggers or Phillips. It was either one of those two. I can't remember which one, but were also on the field. It was probably like Sealer and then one of these guys. I forgot which one it was. But they basically immediately got to the quarterback. It was like before he finished his step back, he was on his ass. It was so quick. The pressure that we're going to be putting on... Anthony Weaver is going to just be able to put so much pressure on teams this year. Even if our cornerback and safety core group might not be as great as people say, the freaking line's going to be putting pressure on them. This line looks so fast, so strong, so potent, so quick. I've said it before, I like Chop Robinson. He's got that Cam Wake bend and snap and quickness to him. I'm kind of excited. I want to see if he can live up to that Wake name of being fast and able to get so low around the edge. Because Cam Wake was very, very quick off the snap, very fast, and very able to bend himself in unimaginable positions to get around the tackles. And I see a lot of that in Chop. Chop looks like he's going to fill that nice role. Phillips and Chubb are just big, strong, brutal men. They're also very fast. I don't think as fast as Robinson, but still very fast. They're going to definitely get to the quarterback. They're going to eat. They're going to get sacks. I think this is going to sound weird. I think the Dolphins are going to have at least 3 players having at least 10 sacks this year. That's pretty damn good. And I think one of them might get past 15 for sure. If everyone stays healthy, they're gonna be top 10 in sacks, I think, this year as well. They got too many good players. And that's not even mentioning Jordan Brooks, Dodson, Gay, and Judon. Very underrated pass rushers as well. Matt Judon, good pass rusher, good in coverage, also good against the run. Willie Gay, good in coverage, good against the run, also pretty good at pass rush. Jordan Brooks, good against the run, good against the pass. Dodson, also really good. Him and KJ Britt also really good against the pass. They're really better, like both of them are really good against the pass. I'm kind of hyped up for this group. I'm kind of sad, though, about Murphy, McClendon, and Kamara. Just because They had no ability. There was no one who could get him on the spot except for Cam. I just don't. I would rather see any one of the other three making it instead of Cam. And if we didn't pick up Matt Judon, obviously, McClendon, Kamara, or Murphy would have made the team. But I do think, sup, Jorge, how you doing, dude? I'm going over the roster. I was gonna record and like cut it down and put that out, dude, but it got to an hour and 20 minutes, and I was just like, yeah, no, it'd be better just to stream this and boat it up. But with this defensive line and this linebacker group is just so good. There's just too much talent, and I can understand why there were players who didn't make the roster this year, because there's just too many good players. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised about Cam Good, and if we didn't pick up Matt Judon, Murphy, McClendon, or Kamara, all three had ability to come in and do the job. I'm just surprised Cam Good was made the team still, because like everyone else here, Brooks, Dotson, Britt, Gay, all fought their way on and were looking so freaking good in coverage. They were looking good against the pass and the run. They were looking good pass rushing. They just all look good, more so than good. I just think it was like Murphy, McClendon, and Kamara. One of them should have had the spot over Good. I think one of them should have had the spot. In my opinion, hopefully, Kamara or McClendon make the practice squad. Murphy, hopefully, if he doesn't make the practice squad, actually makes another team. I'm just hoping we keep McClendon or Kamara on practice squad. Maybe something happens and they make one of them makes the team. I know McClendon made one amazing interception, and that's probably why most people are kind of like upset. But Mo Kamara had a great camp, had a great preseason. Surprised he got beat out by Gude. Maybe it's because Cam is really good on special teams. Like I said, for like D. Eskridge being really good on special teams. That's the reason why he made the team. Maybe Cam was really good on special teams as well. And maybe that's why he made the team over Kamara and McClendon and Murphy. But regardless, it's a freaking stacked linebacker core and stacked defensive line. I don't know how else to say, but top five set defensive line in my opinion. I think it's top 5, and I think it's gonna be a really good team. The injury will get Mo through waivers, I think. I hope. I like Mo. He might be injured, but I would have rather him got on the team. Hopefully, like I said, he gets a practice squad at minimum, because I like Mo. Mo Kamara was so good. Cornerbacks. Has a surprise. Again, main surprise talk will be on a separate video. I'm actually gonna it's probably gonna be like less than 10 minutes, probably like a 5 to 8 minute video about like the top 4 surprises cuts and top 4 surprise keeps. But Cam Smith is one, so I'm gonna just like highlight him right here because I gotta mention something about that. Storm Duck, Jack Jones, Jason Marshall Jr., Isaiah Johnson, Cam Smith, and Ethan Bonner all made the roster, as well as Rasul Douglas, which what that's going to do, I don't know. This is going to be okay. I believe Greer is going to pull a rabbit out of the hat and once the waiver wire kick in. I would assume so. Maybe like Finsman said, Damian Martinez at running back, maybe bring him in. That would be probably a good thing to do, especially with Jalen Wright's injury right now, but you never know. I don't know. Like, I think tight end, running back, and like maybe offensive line is where they're going to bring in. Definitely going to be special teams, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I think those are where they're going to probably like go for the waiver wire kick and like bring somebody in, because tight end is weak. Offensive line could use some more depth always. And then when our special teams, I don't know if we signed a kicker. I think it says something down here real quick. about looking good for Riley Patterson for signing for a short period of time until Sanders gets better, but I don't know. I didn't check just yet. But Storm Duck, Jack Jones, Jason Marshall, Isaiah Johnson, Cam Smith, and Ethan Bonner. Storm Duck obviously is going to be our new starter. He's probably going to be the new starter along with Rasul Douglas. I thought it was going to be Jack Jones, make Jack Jones over on the other side, but he's definitely going to slot in for nickel. Storm Duck on one side, Rasul Douglas is probably going to be the other side boundary corner for the moment. Jason Marshall Jr. looked really good. Rookie player, young guy, looked really good in coverage, tight coverage at that, and he got that pick. Isaiah Johnson, also pretty dang good. Not as young, but also. Waller's playing on. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me he's retiring again. Come on. Really? Real rabbit out of the hat. Get trade done for Michael Meyer. That would be a fucking hat trick. But those guys all made the roster. Cam Smith is a surprise simply because everyone thought he wasn't gonna make it. He just was a bust. Jorge, you know, I've said it before. Dirk knows. I've said I've said it to him. Cam Smith is. I wanted to see if he actually makes it and gets out of the doghouse, and apparently he did. And when you look at the stats they're posting, he was the best corner on the roster in preseason. How? He apparently was the best corner and had like an 80.3 grade rating at the corner position for the Dolphins in preseason. He looked really heckin' good. I'm surprised. Hopefully that actually sticks. I hope so. Because I was expecting, based on like him being absent at practice today, earlier today, he was going to get cut, but no, he actually is there. I'm kind of concerned with the writer saying that Bonner, it's a surprise he made the roster because he's been the consensus other top corner on the roster before bringing in Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas. He was still beating out Jack Jones and Mike Hilton at times. So I don't know why anyone was bringing up Bonner as being absent as he's probably not going to get signed. Bonner might have a hamstring injury, but when it's healed, I would not doubt that he's going to be trying to fight Rasul Douglas for that other boundary spot. Not going to kid. He is really good. He's very fast. Really fast. Probably one of the fastest, if not the fastest player on the roster, and has really good hands. And if you didn't see, the one interception that Marshall got was off of Bonner. Tight coverage, popping that ball in the air. Just saying. I'm a Bonner guy, so I'm excited that he's still on the roster. Hopefully Rasul Douglas isn't going to pop him off of the roster. I like Bonner. I want him to stay. I think he could be another boundary corner. I think he could come in for Storm or Rasul and be a good backup, if not a starter, along with Jason Marshall Jr. I think those two are right now, in my opinion, the top two when it comes to backup position at the moment. I still believe Cam Smith will be gone once we... Probably. I wouldn't mind, especially now with Rasul Douglas here. Cam Smith has been in the doghouse way more than Ethan Bonner. I would be more surprised if Bonner gets released before Cam Smith. To be very fair. I know, like I said, Bonner has a hamstring injury right now, but when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's still on. Bonner is good. Like I said, I think it's going to be Storm Duck, Rasul Douglas on the two boundaries. I think Jack Jones is going to be in the nickel for the moment. And when Bonner comes back, I think Bonner is going to fight for Rasul Douglas for that starting spot / that second string area between Jason Marshall Jr. I think he's going to be right there in that spot. Just because of how much I like Bonner and how much he's been improving from last year. And he did good last year for a rookie, for an undrafted rookie, might I add. And this year, coming in, he looked like the consensus number 2 starter alongside Storm Duck. Just saying, I'm excited. Hopefully he does not get dropped. If he does, I will cry. I will literally cry on stream. I will start up a stream and I will cry. Not gonna lie. Safety, I made comment that I was surprised that Patrick McMorris and Saunders didn't make the team. But when you look at the team, the reason I can't be surprised is Minkah Fitzpatrick came in. If Minkah Fitzpatrick did not somehow come to the Dolphins, nor Ashton Davis, McMorris and Saunders probably were going to be on the team. I could sit with Elijah Campbell and Ifeatu Melifonwu. Those two I could definitely see as the starting two for that point in time, with like Dante Treader and like McMorris as like the backups, with maybe like Sanders coming in for like some relief here and there. But with Minkah Fitzpatrick, the Swiss Army knife of a safety, coming back, who can play literally anywhere in the secondary. He can play free. He plays free safety. He can play strong safety. He can play on the boundary at corner. He can play nickel. He can play at the outside linebacker position. Surprisingly, he can play everywhere. So like, it's like a no-brainer. He's on the team. He makes it. He's considerably better than everybody else on the team when it comes to safeties at the point in time, and possibly better than I would, if anything, if you put him on the boundary, probably better than Johnson, Bonner at the moment, and Jason Marshall Jr. Cam Smith, you can say all you want. He's better than him. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is better than most of the corners we have, and that's what I love about him. He's so good. He can play anywhere. Elijah Campbell, again, is good. I was gonna say he was gonna be one of the starting safeties. He kind of deserves it. He's been on the team for a while, and he's crafty. He's really good. He's decent in coverage. He keeps his eyes on the ball. I like him. Ifeatu Melifonwu was also another really good safety, so I didn't think he was gonna have any shot of being kicked out. Ashton Davis, Dante Treader, and Jordan Colbert were the ones that could have gone anywhere, really. McMorris could have fought a spot, but Dante Treader just looked way too good. Ashton Davis looked way too good. And surprisingly, Jordan Colbert, again, also looked really good. He out-battled McMorris and Saunders some of the times. I kind of liked McMorris, and I wanted McMorris to make the team, but again, Minkah Fitzpatrick came and kind of threw that out the window. So you can't you kind of have to look at the ability to bring in a better player like Fitzpatrick and Rasul Douglas and kind of understand that things are going to change and the players you want aren't always going to be there. Please, Ethan, do not leave me. Do not leave me. And specialist, you got Jake Bailey and Joe Cordana. Kind of surprised Bailey did beat Stonehouse. From what I was seeing, it was kind of like a good battle between the two, but Bailey won out in the end. To be fair, I don't know who Joe Cardona is. It seems bad as a Dolphins fan, but to be fair, I don't know who he is, but he made the team. I don't know. Is he the long snapper? I'm guessing. Well, I guess he's the long snapper. Yeah, but we also have a kicker somewhere. I don't know again who. I can probably look it up real quick. Miami Dolphins kicker, just so I can see what happens. Because I don't know who we're picking up right now. I have no understanding of who the Dolphins are picking at the moment for kicker at the moment. So, but it seems like it is going to be Riley Patterson. Apparently, he might be the choice over Eddie Pinheiro, Zane Gonzalez, and Greg Joseph. But I don't know. No, I don't think I've seen anything yet that says that that's going to be. Okay, so he is the snapper. Okay, like I said, I didn't know who he was. Just saying. I didn't know. I'm being honest, I didn't know. I like the roster, but the O-line is I kind of agree, but I would change my concern from O-line this year, and I would say definitely tight end. Simply because I went over it a little bit earlier. Pharaoh Brown and Hayden Rucci did not make the roster. I don't know how Julian Hill did over Pharaoh Brown at least. Tanner Connor I can kind of understand because of the fact that he actually looked really good. He was one of the players that I was kind of interested in seeing, like I said before. I told you and Dirk on the Tuesday podcast, which I forgot. Is he doing his podcast tonight? Shit. Oh, he is. Fuck. I forgot. Oh, he is. I'm gonna have it right on the background right now. I forgot. That was my bad. I forgot. Holy crap. Let me do this real quick. Have this on.
But it's
Let me mute that so I have him in the background. Again, y'all know already. This is mostly for anybody else who doesn't know the channel. Because I know Finspin and Jorge, I know y'all know who Derek here. So go follow Frozen Fin Fan if you're new to the channel. He's a really good guy, really good podcaster, really good, knowledgeable Dolphins fan. Starting up soon. He's got 328 subscribers. We're trying to hopefully get him to 500 at least before the end of the season. I want him to get him to 1,000. So there's that. Please go follow him as well. Tight end Connor is getting better. He is, and that's what I was getting at. Like, that's what I said in the beginning before preseason on Dirk's podcast. I'm kind of excited to see Connor. I want to see if he has improved, and he has. He actually looks better. So I'm not mad that he made the team over Brown and Rucci, because he's not really too much of a blocking tight end. He's more of a big-bodied receiver style of tight end kind of ish thing with a little bit of blocking. Yeah, that's what I got him right in the background right now. Also, let me pull this up real quick. Where is your channel, Jorge? I gotta bring it up. I can get to work right now. My subscriptions. Where is it? So I can like bring up and say go follow Jorge as well, because like I got to. It's not like here we go. It's not like an obligation, but I feel like it's right. To help y'all too. Sports Night with Jorge. Really good man. Love this guy. Very good grandfather too. He loves his grandson. Went from Georgia all the way to Chicago to go visit him. I'm just saying, if you go from Georgia to Chicago to see your grandson, I'm just saying you're a good grandfather. I'm just saying. So please also go follow Sports Night with Jorge. Jorge's a good guy, and I like Jorge. I really do. Just like I like Dirk here. Both really good guys. But yeah, Tanner looks better. Tanner looks really better. So does Cam Smith, surprisingly. But I'm still like worried about tight end, because like I was talking with Finspin earlier, I don't know what we're getting out of Waller per se until we actually get to see him on the field, and then we'll be able to know if he's actually just been a hidden gem this entire time. It'd be kind of nice if he was. It'd be really nice if he comes out and just like Waller's all over the field, you know? Julian Hill, I don't know why he's on the team over Pharaoh Brown. Pharaoh Brown should have beat him out. Julian Hill is not a good blocking tight end. He's not a very good receiving tight end. Pharaoh Brown was better. Hayden Rucci was better all-arounder. He would have fit the spot a little bit better. Tanner Connor, I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do. All I know is, when it comes to the roster in total, I am not mad. I'm not upset. I'm kind of hyped for this season based on the way this roster is built. It looks good. It seems fine. It doesn't look like the world is ending like all the media and sportscasters are saying. Like Brandon Perna, I think it was Perna, made a video about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago about the Dolphins just imploding. I didn't watch the video because I didn't want to see more negativity, but you see it all over the place, in the comment sections, in the video titles, and on all of these websites about how the Dolphins are bad and how they suck. But you know, I think they're actually really good. So I think it's gonna be a lot better. I think it's a lot better roster than it was last year. It looks better. I think it's gonna perform better. I think they're gonna be a little bit healthier. I think they're gonna be younger. I think they're gonna be good. I don't think they're gonna be as bad. I think they are much better at cornerback and safety than people are thinking. I think we're definitely better at offensive line than people are thinking. I think I'm a bit more worried about tight end. But I think the roster is good. I think it's a good roster, a good young roster, and I think it's going to be okay for the season. I am not here spouting doom and gloom. I'm spouting hope. Not hype, but hope. A bit of hopium. Not too much. Just enough. Thank you. We'll support each other. Also, love Finspin. The Mad Greek. Show everyone. I try to show everybody love. Try to show everybody love. My needs are love tonight. Also, I haven't found anything for Fat Duck yet. I haven't found any hats yet. So if you find anything, Jorge, just let me know if you find anything for like a football-esque side. Like, how big is that chunky boy? Actually, I know what I have tape because I need to do this real quick. This is kind of important. It's kind of important. I need to measure Fat Duck in size. Go like this real quick to the Wii-Cam. Oh yeah, wrong program because I don't have that set up right now. I gotta get this right. Let's go to the Wii-Cam real quick. We got Fat Duck right here. We gotta make him the right size. So I'm gonna measure him real quick. I gotta find something for him at some point. His girth, his chunkiness is 24 inches. By the way, it's 24 inches on the chunkiness. If you find anything, and his head is got about a good 9-inch diameter on the head as well. If we can ever find anything to fit Storm Duck, the Fat Duck, the Storm Duck, Stormy Fat Duck. I don't know what we're gonna name him other than Fat Duck because he's a fat duck and he looks adorable. He might just be Stormy for me. But yeah, there's that as well. Actually, again, I keep pressing my freaking Stream Deck, but like it's not working with this setup right now either. So with that, I'm gonna go. I think this was a good actual Dolphins kind of Dolphins stream chat thing tonight. I think it went over pretty well. Hopefully everything looked kind of good. Everything went smooth for y'all, and it looks cool, kind of good. Hopefully everything was good with that, and audio is fine. Batching this team, they're going to surprise. They're definitely going to surprise people. Or I 100% believe. I believe that they're going to definitely do a lot better job than what most people are saying. I'm not going to say they're going to the Super Bowl. I know you believe that they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm just not there yet. I want to wait until I see at least the first game against the Colts and maybe the Bills game before I go that route. I want to at least see some of the actual team play before I go any further than, the regular season. I still think they're making the playoffs. Playoffs? No, nobody talk about them playoffs. We're talking about the playoffs. I want to get to the playoffs. I'm hyped for the playoffs. But, yeah, that's what I'm hyped for. I'm hoping. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. I'm ready. Did awesome job. Thank you. Hopefully it doesn't break again. Hopefully the channel doesn't break. Hopefully I can continue doing some stuff here. I might keep the Dolphins game streams on my AquaVeil channel for right now instead of AquaVeilSports, just because I'm still having issues with this one. So it works today. I'll probably wait until next year. I'll probably if anything, possibly this weekend do a F1 stream. I don't know, maybe, because there's news with F1, and I'm kind of excited for 2026 F1 season. Then with that, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna go join over and chat in Dark Stream right now because he needs some more chats, and I'm kind of excited to chat and whatnot. So for that, thank you for watching. If you like, leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. Want to see more, subscribe. If you have any opinions on the roster and the cuts, let me know in the comments section, because it's kind of important. It really is. Also, let me know how I did, if I could change anything, if I could do things better. I'm willing and happy to hear any criticism, constructive or aggressive. I want to know, am I ugly? Do I need to rearrange my nose or something? Do I sound like I'm trying to commit seppuku or whatever with how dull my voice can be once in a while? Or, did everything look good? Did you like the fat duck that I showed at the end? I don't know. Did you like the knowledge I put down? Probably not. because that's kind of baseless. But that's going to be it. So thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next time. There should be a video coming out in a day or two on this channel about 4 surprise cuts and 4 surprise makes of the 53-man roster. All right.